Would you hold this for a second? Man, that Patrick's a trooper, and he gave us a great video experience. Welcome back to Life in Siberia. No, this is Life on the Moose. You're in the right spot. Don't go anywhere. Okay, this snow, I can't complain about the weather because we are literally in the middle of December, 3,000 feet, 2 miles from the Canadian border. So I can't complain about snow and cold. But I will complain about the weather reporting. Once again, I get up this morning, it says no precipitation, cloudy, and it's going to be sunny by noon. Okay, this is what we have going on. What do you do, right? But I have to get this outside wrapped up someday. Someday the exterior will be finished on this cabin. Okay, I'm gonna get trim and steel on the gable end, on the overhang, on the rake. Ooh, I got snow falling down the back of my neck. All right, so I'm gonna get going with metal trim, cedar trim, if I can manage not to fall. Whoa, I almost bit it right there. I'll show you what I have going on here. So right there is the cedar that I'm gonna put on my gable lens. Right there is the metal that's gonna go over that cedar. It's not terribly cold out, but the snow poses a couple of problems. One is just making everything slick. The ladder feet on the ground is frozen. That's slick. The rungs themselves are pretty slick. Not to mention this camera. I mean, I want to give you guys a great video experience. I want you to walk away from this and going, man, that Patrick's a trooper. And he gave us a great video experience. All right, well, I'm going to get to work. I'm going to keep you as dry as possible. Okay, this ought to be interesting. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get to work. have the rake fascia on, the Gable fascia. I think either one. It didn't go too badly. I just had to be careful with the ladder rungs, make sure they weren't too slippery. Also, I just wanted to point out, I know not all hammers are created equally, and a lot of framing hammers have this little notch and a magnet right there. Now this allows me to start this nail when I'm reaching like that. As maybe you saw, I used this several times up there. All right, next is the steel trim. That's gonna be a little trickier because I gotta get up on top and screw down into the roof. That's gonna be challenging. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. I just wanna be safe. I don't wanna hurt anybody, namely me, because I'm the only one here. All right, well, let's get to work. Let's figure this out one way or another. Still snowing. It maybe has lightened up a little bit. Hard to say. Let's try to figure this out. Okay, here's my Gable trim. It's gonna sit just like this. The challenge is the top of it has to be tucked underneath the ridge cap. I remember I left the very end screws out of the ridge cap for this purpose. So I think what I'm going to try to do is scooch it underneath there from down here and then see if I can hold it somehow, go up there, screw it down. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Okay, thanks. I think that's it, but now my ladder's in the way. Would you hold this for a second? All right, I'll get it. Woo! I got it. Okay, I was able to get a screw up on top. I tried 4 more on the way down. Every one of them slipped off. I need to drill a pilot hole in that steel. I just can't get enough leverage and enough weight on it to get that, even the self-tapping screws going. So I need to go drill a hole up on that ladder. You can see the trim is long. So since I only have 1 screw up there, I'm gonna cut that to length now. I know it's not gonna go anywhere, and there's gonna be enough play. I'll be able to cut that short. So I'm gonna cut that to length, and then I can get going and pre-drill and screw the rest of them. All right, it's working. Okay, that metal is secure top and bottom. I still have about 4 or 5 screws to put in the middle. Ladder's in a good spot right now. It is dug into the ground and it can't go anywhere. So I'm going to use that how it is right now and put this side on. I'll use the same method and push it up from the bottom and tuck it up under there. All right, let's keep going. Okay, one end down, one to go. The good news is this is a little bit closer to the ground over here, but I'm not sure about that awning. I was gonna stand on that because it's not very steep, but there's snow on a lot of it right now. But we gotta figure it out, right? Okay, let's figure it out. Is that gonna work? It's gonna work. Okay, finished up. Looks a lot better, doesn't it? Looks a little more finished. Okay, what time is it here? It is, all right, it's 2:38. I didn't stop for lunch. I want to get this wrapped up today. I'd like to get the trim on the awning as well, the metal trim. So I'm gonna do that right now. See if I can get that finished up before dark. One thing I want to do is put that window in up there. I'm going to start the generator and get the Sawzall going, cut it from the inside, and get that window in as soon as we can. 3:33. Cutting it close. Have about 45 minutes of daylight left. I have the ladder roped off. It's tied off so it can't fall away from the awning, but I think it's safe. I know it's safe. Okay, let's put a window in. Okay, we're finally dried in. Again. Look at that. Boy, we got a lot done today. It is 4:23. It's dark. This phone does a pretty good job of brightening things up. I think it's at the expense of looking pretty grainy, but hey, it is what it is. It's a lot darker than you're looking at right there, that's for sure. Ah, a lot done today. All the steel trim done. I'm happy about that. What are we going to do next week? What do we have left on the outside? Siding. You know, I debated whether to put 3 types of siding or 4 types of siding. I think I'm just going to stick with 3 types of siding. Oh, what fun we're having. Okay, well, I got to get out of here. It's getting dark. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hitting that like button, assuming you like this sort of thing. We'll come back next week. I think we're going to work on that siding. Then we got to get going on the inside. I think we're going to start off with maybe electrical. Well, we have a few other things to do in there before we start electrical. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be safe out there. I'll see you next week.